Jadual harian Hana selalu sibuk. Jadi, saya kekal sihat dengan Vida C. Dengan vitamin C yang cukup setiap hari, tiada apa pun yang boleh menghalangi saya. Minumlah Vida C, perlindungan sistem imun anda.
Good evening and welcome to Kini News. Last week, social media was set ablaze by news on how many university students were allegedly moonlighting as sugar babies, making thousands of ringgit a month. Though the claims have not been verified, dating platform Sugarbook was successful in generating publicity for the platform, and now they've even got the attention of the PDRM.
The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission has raised concern over the recent marketing gimmick by dating site Sugarbook. In a statement today, they warned internet users to always exercise caution when providing their personal information to such sites. They said such claims should be investigated because the user profiles could be manipulated to deceive victims. The statement came following a survey from the dating app last week, when it listed the top 10 sugar baby universities which had the most sugar baby users. The MCMC reminded the public that they are exposed to cyber attack risks if they do not take necessary cybersecurity and self-control measures, and that the risk of love scams will increase and they will be exposed to malware and spyware as well as personal data leakage and sexual harassment. They said they will continue to monitor and investigate the Sugarbook application with the police and would take necessary action against the users and platform owners should there be any violation of the law. Meanwhile, Bukit Aman CID Director Huzair Muhammad said that the police were investigating the application after a report was lodged by a public institution of higher learning. Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Ahmad Marzuq Shari, had also called for the Sugarbook app to be banned. Sugarbook offers dating services between younger women and older men, but there have been concerns that relationships matched on the platform were transactional. South China Morning Post had previously reported that the soliciting of sex is rife on the app, but Sugarbook had said it makes combating vice and exploitation a priority.
What is the difference between the current Women, Family and Community Development Minister Rina Harun and a fashion model? Well, let's say Rina Harun has blurred the lines.
Chair Asma Ibrahim, the former CEO of the National Welfare Foundation, has commented on Women, Family and Community Development Minister Rina Mohammed Harun's photoshoot, which went viral over the weekend. In a Facebook post today, she said that she couldn't believe that the minister's office had turned into a studio for a fashion shoot. She recounted how the former minister, Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, would call for meetings and discussions one after another, and how they would be lined up outside waiting for their turn to give feedback. She said at that time, the ministry's office used to be busy with discussions about policies and laws on the rights of Malaysian women, families and children, and added that she would never have imagined the office would be used as a studio for a Raya photoshoot. Over the weekend, several photos of Rina modeling clothes had gone viral, with some netizens praising her looks and others questioning what she had done in her capacity as the minister. Meanwhile, Batu Kawan MP Kasturi Pato had also commented on the matter yesterday. In a statement, Kasturi said she is not against anyone who wants to be a better version of themselves, but Malaysians deserve a minister who can be the voice of the voiceless, and a voice for the female to set straight policies and guidelines and laws under the purview of the ministry. She added that if Rina had invested her position, time, energy and resources to right what was wrong in the system and listened to opposition MPs, civil society, netizens and the public at large, then she would not have been criticized to this extent on her makeover.
The government has maintained that there is no double standard when it comes to COVID-19 standard operating procedures and compliance, and even Minister Anwar Musa will not be exempt from these rules.
Police will record a statement from Federal Territories Minister Anwar Musa over claims that he had violated the Movement Control Order, MCO's standard operating procedures. This was after a photo of him and 6 others sitting at a long banquet table for a meal at an urban farming program on Saturday began circulating online. A banner welcoming Anwar to the program with the date could be seen strung up behind the minister. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Saiful Azli Kamaruddin said a report had been lodged and Anwar will be called in very soon. He said Anwar's statement will be recorded following a report lodged in Cheras yesterday. The organizers of the urban farming event have apologized for not following SOPs. Under the SOPs, dining in an enclosed place is allowed but limited to 2 people per table. In a Facebook post believed to be referring to the incident, Anwar said he only sat down for a short time before moving somewhere else as the organizer did not follow SOPs. Photos of his visit were attached to the post but not the one of him sitting down for a meal. Anwar said it was not because he was unwilling or did not appreciate the host, but they must follow SOPs. He apologized and said that he hoped no one was offended.
Are there 2 sets of rules though? Former Finance Minister Daim Zainuddin has spoken out saying that Malaysians are losing hope in the government.
Former Finance Minister Daim Zainuddin lashed out at the Perikatan Nasional Government today, saying that they have failed to prioritize public interest and the Rakyat were only seeing double standards in enforcement. Referring to the public announcements made by ministers, including the Prime Minister, Daim said that every ministry appeared to be working in silos, and these announcements did not instill confidence, leading Malaysians to feel abandoned by the government. Furthermore, Daim believes that Malaysians still do not feel the benefit of the stimulus packages announced by the PN government, and warned that the economy will suffer if the government gets their policy on the COVID-19 pandemic wrong. He added that many suggestions have been made by opposition MPs, industry leaders, health experts, NGOs, and the general public, but the government does not seem to be listening. However, Daim did not take sides and also criticized the opposition for not playing the role of an effective check and balance. He said previous ministers could act as shadow ministers for their former portfolios. Daim added that most Malaysians have turned out of political developments because they believe that neither the opposition nor the government have any clue on how to handle the pandemic.
Happy belated Valentine's Day. Now, speaking about relationships, AMNO and PAS are still going strong, according to AMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi.
AMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said that relations between AMNO and PAS are still strong, despite some quarters feeling uneasy and continuing to find ways to drive the parties apart. In a Facebook post yesterday night, Zahid also shared a claim that former PAS spiritual leader, the late Harun Din, had wanted the Islamist party to cooperate with AMNO since 1998. He said their cooperation needed to continue as it had a positive impact, and hoped their relationship would grow closer. Zahid's remarks came as tensions between AMNO and Bersatu continue to worsen. Recently, AMNO leaders have accused Bersatu of trying to get their party deregistered. This was after a Bersatu Supreme Council member urged the Registrar of Societies to investigate an alleged unaudited secret account AMNO had to receive political donations. AMNO is also set to cut ties with Bersatu when the former is able to convene its General Assembly, which had been postponed due to the movement control order. Meanwhile, PAS leaders have been non-committal as to who they will side with should an AMNO-Bersatu breakup be formalized.
And now we'll look at the country's latest COVID-19 situation. Today, we recorded the lowest number of daily cases in over a month.
The Health Ministry reported 2,176 new cases of COVID-19 as of noon today. This is the lowest number of daily cases since January 5, when 2,027 new cases were recorded. The Health Ministry also reported 4,521 recoveries. The Klang Valley recorded the highest number of new infections, with Selangor recording 910 new cases and Kuala Lumpur with 182 cases. This was followed by Johor with 2,069 new cases and Sarawak with 246 cases. Patients in the intensive care were at 260, with 112 on ventilator support. There were also 10 new deaths today, bringing the death toll from COVID-19 in the country to 975.
With Malaysia set to roll out its COVID-19 vaccination program at the end of this month, Lebanon has already started its vaccination drive as of yesterday.
Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Hassan Diab said that he would wait for his turn in getting the COVID-19 vaccine, as the priority is for the medical sector that has done its duty and presented big sacrifices. This came as Lebanon started its COVID-19 vaccination drive on Sunday, with the inoculation of the head of critical care at its biggest public hospital, followed by 93-year-old celebrated Lebanese actor and comedian Salah Tizani. Lebanon took delivery of 28,500 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine on Saturday, the first batch of 2.1 million doses set to arrive in stages throughout the year. The country has also booked 2.7 million doses through the global COVAX scheme, and officials say talks are underway for some 1.5 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The total number of doses ordered to date will cover half of Lebanon's population of more than 6 million. The World Bank, which helped fund the first batch of doses, has said it will monitor the inoculation drive to ensure the shots go to those most in need.
And that's a wrap for Kini News this evening. For more stories, go to KiniTV.com. Don't forget you can follow us on our social media on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram to get the latest news headlines as well. Remember to wear your mask if you're going out, and if you can, please do stay at home. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, Malaysia.